Hello, my name is Trydar. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Roman basilica in Minecraft. Let's get started. So first let's take a look at our basilica here. Now the Roman basilica is a structure that was generally at the heart of a city, used for sort of like a law courts as an adjudication for cases, and perhaps the Roman equivalent of a city hall, you could say. In later centuries, this building was converted to use as a church. So that is why the Christian basilicas are often called that today, still by the same term, mostly because they generally would move into the old Roman structure and use that as their church, and when they would build new ones, they ended up being called basilicas because they were on the same plan. But we can see we do have a nice apse here at the back, and some pointy Roman cypress trees. This basilica is one of several basilica models I will probably do. It's the first one. This one is going to be a bit more survival friendly, you could say, because of its size. So let's take a look inside here. So if we go in the doorway, we can see we have a very standard rectilinear or rectangular Roman basilica plan here with our coffered ceiling up there. We have a couple of columns along the sides, supported on 5 arches on either side, 10 in total. And of course we have our apse at the end that we saw from the front. Now back here, this is where either the emperor or the governor would sit to judge and adjudicate cases and whatnot. So we can see we do have some windows along the sides here as well, and some smaller windows up here at the top in the second level. It's not really a second story because we can't climb up to it. It's a one-level structure. But what you see with this is very much what you get. The roof, of course, is very wooden in this. As I said, it's a more survival-friendly and earlier century type Roman structure, so it's a bit more humbly made. We will, in the future, do more complex styles of Roman basilicas with a lot more arches and rib vaulting and probably nicer materials on the inside, but this is very much a starter basilica, you could say. I have sliced the model in twain over here, so we can take a look at it in profile from the outside, as you can see. It's mostly cobblestone, and with a few details here and there of diorite, and a little accent over the apse, because that's a special part of the building. We will use some gold ore there, but I don't think that this will be too difficult for you to gather materials for. So speaking of which, let us go ahead and take a look at the list of materials you will need. So you will be needing 894 blocks of diorite, 445 blocks of grass or dirt that turns to grass, 6,535 blocks of cobblestone, 113 spruce planks, 116 gold ore for the apse at the end. Although if you have a different type of special material you would like to substitute there for that, you can. 445 oak tree trunks, 612 leaf type 1 for the trees. And I'm going to leave it up to you to decide which type of leaf you want to use. Just use 2 different types of leaves. Use one leaf type for the tree here, and the other leaf type is going to be for the hedges down on the first level here, for which you will need 389 blocks. You will also need 394 cobblestone slabs, 170 stone brick slabs, 472 deep slate tile slabs, 429 blocks of obsidian. We use this for the floor down there at the bottom, but if you don't want to gather the obsidian, you can perhaps use some polished black stone, I think, would be acceptable substitution there. Lots of torches if you're doing it in survival. 231 cobblestone stairs, 209 blocks of netherrack for garden mulch. For the windows, you need 210 blocks of light blue stained glass, both the blocks and the panes, the same number. 1,910 stone bricks, 1,167 stone brick stairs, 28 deep slate tiles, 292 spruce slabs, 544 cobblestone walls, 1 spruce door, and 1,317 blocks of red nether brick for the roof. Alright, so I think we can go ahead and get started with the tutorial itself. So, the dimensions of the building are as follows. It is 39 blocks wide across the front that way, 61 blocks long back that way, and 31 blocks high from the foundation here all the way up to the top of the pediment right there. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is with your stone bricks, you want to make a big rectangle of 39 by 61. Make sure you count that 3 times to get it correct, and once you do, you can begin filling in behind that with the grass and the netherrack that you see here. So as we go, I'll be using these stone slabs as a counting device because you can easily see that I have placed down 4 of those. But also for those of you that will need extra help, the world download will be available in the video description if you play on Java anyway. So in here, as I said, you want to have a 3 by 4 section of grass, surround that with netherrack, and then surround that with grass. And then you want to just have bands of grass and netherrack, and then grass again, all the way until you get to the back corner. So let's trace out the back corner. So for the netherrack, you will be needing what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks there. And then this way, you will be needing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. And then turn the corner and go for 4, 3, 2, 2, and 1. And from here and from there all the way to the other side, you're just making a straight shot with the netherrack. And of course, this building is symmetrical around a center line, by the way, as all good Roman buildings are. So if you draw a line down the center, you can split the building in twain, like this model I showed you over here. So as we go, I'm going to be showing you half the building, but recognize that you need to mirror the other half on the other side of the center line, meaning that if I build something like this on that side of the center line, it is mirrored on that side over there, like so. All right. So you just need to mirror that on both sides, and you can see behind that with the grass here, you can go ahead and put in the foundations for the basilica itself. We have our nice round semicircular apse at the end, a big rectangle down the middle, and we do have a couple of stairs at the front. So if we want to locate our center line, there again on either side of that, counting that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. And of course, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the other side. So 1 block in the middle and then 6 on either side for your stairs. These are only cobblestone stairs at the foundation here. So once you have done that, there are also these blocks here in the middle, by the way. These are where we're going to be placing our trees. Our pointy Roman cypress trees, you can see right here, we have 6 of those in the build, and you want to place those right there with your oak tree trunks. And you can go ahead and throw those down, I think. All right, next phase, we will be going up 1 block from the previous phase, and we'll go up 1 block again, and then we're going to start going up for 2 blocks. But I like to slow down to get the foundation correct on these. So we have these little decorative fences on the side here. It's a repeating pattern. You go for 1 block, 3 blocks of wall, and then 1 block again, 3 blocks of wall, 1 block again, so on and so forth. You want to carry this all the way to the back, just directly on top of your rectangle, like so. I believe that is done without, well, there's only one exception back here at the back. This one is going to be 5 blocks wide on right here at the back. And that is all that that one will be. So you can go ahead and place your oak tree trunk here on top of all your grass that we had over here. All this exposed grass, except for that block right there. You want to place your second type of leaf block. I believe I chose spruce for this one, for these hedges, and you want to continue that in a line all the way to the back, and then back here as well. And you just want to make you want to edge out around all of your netherrack, like so, because here we're of course using our netherrack for garden mulch. All right, I think that's fairly self-explanatory. Behind the hedges, you want to put in another course of stone bricks and then fill that in with cobble. Although to save some of your cobblestone bill, I think we haven't started building the floor yet. So these bottom two layers, actually, you could probably leave hollow if you wanted to save a little bit of your cobblestone, but I mean, you don't need all that much cobblestone for this build, so I think it's okay. I do like to have my foundation solid, though. Across here, we want to go for 5 blocks again, and then put in another course of stairs all the way to the other side there. All right, and I believe that will complete the second level. So let's move up to the next phase. So 1 block here. So on the top of all your stone bricks you did here, you want to just go around and place cobblestone slabs on top of those. Every one of those all the way around the building. And for the trees here, you can place another tree trunk. We'll cover the... before we get away from that, let's actually go back and cover these trees. You can go ahead and build these trees if you want to. The oak tree trunks are going to be 3 blocks tall. And then the leaf blocks here I'm going to replace with the coral so you can see it, since this is a standard repeating pattern. Those of you that are veterans of my Roman tutorials or probably already have these built and can do these in your sleep, because I just copy and paste them from build to build. Because they're nice standard ornamental trees is all they really are. If you want to have a different design of tree here, feel free to make a substitution. So I'm going to show you a quarter of this tree here. Like so there, with the very easy to see red wool, like that. And you can just go ahead and build all 6 of these trees around your basilica. So we will save a little time and no longer talk about the trees. Over here, we want to extend our wall up a little to cover the porch. And of course, it's in the same pattern. 1, 2, 3 right there. Behind that, we want to lay down the foundations for the columns right here. So the intercolumnation distance over here is going to be 2, but in the middle it's going to be 3 and then 2 again. Like so right there. And then back here we want to lay down the front wall of the basilica itself, and we're doing that with a bit of cobble. That's going to be 3 blocks back here, and then you want to have a door frame of 2 blocks of dye right here. Of course, we have our center line going down the middle of our building here, remember. And then we want to edge this out with cobble, 5 blocks, and then turn a block, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And then what, 1 there, and I think, I think that hangs out a little, yeah. And then 3 blocks of cobble there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're doing one of these little window modules before we get away from that. These windows, they're all going to be the same. They have these modular structures, as you see. Once you build one of them, you're just going to be copying and pasting all of it for the other 10 windows at the bottom there. The only difference here is we have this alternating, the pointy pediment, and then circular one, and then the pointy one, and then the circular one, and then the pointy one again. Standard Roman design practice to alternate those. So we've included that on our building. But back here, as you can see, you're doing stairs and stone bricks and cobble in a 1 to 3 pattern. As you see here, you can see behind it the floor kind of matches that. We'll take a look at the floor in detail in a moment. And then back here for the apse. So from the center line, I'll trace that 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, and then 5 for that there. And then back here, this is going to be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. So let me get a good top-down view of this, show you everything at a glance. And I think with the checkerboard pattern with the red nether brick and the obsidian that I've shown you here, it should be rather easy for you to just look at this and count it out and place it out on your floor. Let's get a closer view of this, though, right here, so you can see the exact measurements. And I will rely on you to place this down. So as you can see inside, the intercolumnation distance is going to be 3 blocks. All right, I think we beat that phase to death, so we can move on to the next one. So over here, you want to place these little slabs like you did on the last phase. You want to place a couple of these around the porch, and that will finish that. Over here for the columns, we have, of course, my very standard column design for the 1x1 Corinthian columns. Right here with the stairs and the cobble. Back here for the window frames, we do have at the bottom, we have these little, right side up stone bricks. No, we have upside down stone bricks placed on top of the right side up one, so we can make this little rectangular cutout and sort of get like a half slab effect, sort of like a vertical half slab effect, which we don't have, but we can approximate it sometimes. But at the front here, you can see you're building your doorway there, and your doorway out of your spruce, and your diorite like that, and then you're laying down a course of stone bricks. Behind that, 2 blocks thick in most places. And you can now use what you did over here. You can use all this cobble you laid down as a guide. You want to fill that in with a mix of cobble and stone bricks like you see here. So let's take a look at the exterior of that first to give you a good slow panning view. Remember, once you do one of these windows, you're just moving a block over and building another one, and a block over and another one, and so on and so forth until you make 5 of those. Back here, turn the corner, another window, and our apse back here. The blocks are cut back 1 block, like that there. And on the inside here, as I said, you can follow the pattern that you laid down for your floor to make your walls and the foundations for the columns and the pilasters on the side. And we got a bit of diorite back here to mark out our big arch that we're going to be building there. Let's move on to the next phase. So for this one, we are now going up in 2 block increments. So each subsequent phase I show you is going to be 2 blocks taller than the previous phase. So now that you have everything done for the foundation, those first couple of ones, we can now move a little bit quicker. And at the front here, you want to begin building your columns. These are going to be, if you want to go ahead, these are all going to be 6 blocks tall of diorite, like you see done there. Back here for the door frame like so. For this build, we are, of course, alternating layers of cobble, stone bricks, and cobble. And we're going to be doing that in a 1-to-2 ratio for the building. Here you can see we're also alternating our blocks and our panes of light blue stained glass, as you see done here. If you want to get a bit more decorative, you can use multiple colors of stained glass for this, if you want to perhaps make it a church. I don't think the Romans didn't have stained glass for windows, as far as I know. So on either side, we do have a couple of cobble walls here to represent very, very small attached columns to the window frames. And along the side here, once you build, one of these window frames, they're modular, so you should know how to build the rest of those. Like that there, just a repeating pattern. Turn the corner, build another one. And then same deal back here for the apse. Just stack up your stone bricks and then your layer of cobble. Back here at the front, let's take a look at the inside now. We're building the columns on the inside. It's the same design as the columns on the outside. They're just placed 1 block higher. And you can see here, it's nothing special. It's just repeating patterns, stamping down columns. I believe there's a dozen columns there, so it's 2 dozen columns inside. Well, a dozen columns and then a dozen pilasters. Remember, columns are the freestanding ones, and pilasters are the ones that are attached to the wall. And over here, a little detail for the apse. Nothing special back there so far. Let's go on to the next phase. So you're extending up your diorite column drums, like I said, your door frame here, alternating the cobble and the stone bricks. And it looks like I used the cobble twice here, and then the stone bricks. I may have reversed the ratio for those. I don't remember. Sometimes I do that. Over here for the windows, everything you built down here for this 2-block module last time, do it again right there. And do the same for all the windows along the side, like you see done there. And of course, for the apse at the back, no changes. Take a look at the inside. No surprises here as well. So it's a rather simple building. As you see, you're just stacking up your columns and your plasters on the inside here as well, and details here at the back. So let's take a quick look at all of this from the top down, and we will move on to the next phase. So we're going to make this a one-part video. So over here for the outside, you're doing your diorite like so. We're putting a ledge or a lintel over our doorway, upside down stairs like that. Built another window module, like I said. We are alternating. Looks like we're doing 2 blocks of cobble for every 1 block of stone bricks now. Same deal for the windows along the side. This one here at the back, and of course for the apse. You're just stacking that straight up from the foundation we already laid out. Another lintel on the inside of your door. And over here again for the inside, same deal, just with the stacking up the diorite and everything. Like you see done there. Fairly easy phase, so we can move on quickly from that one. So this one we are putting on our Corinthian capitals. For our columns, and of course to represent our acanthus leaves, we are using the upside down cobble and then stone brick stairs. 4 of those, 8 stairs in total for each of the 4 faces. Back here we do have a little triangular pediment over our doorway. Note behind this we do have diorite and not cobble. Right there. I don't know if the shaders make that apparent. Like that. Over here we do have details for the same thing. We have the diorite behind there. And like I said, you want to alternate these. These are going to be the pointy ones, and these are going to be the square ones. Or rather, the rounded ones. The only difference from these is that this one has a slab up there, and that slab is 1 slab lower. Like that there. And just repeat those along the side here, and at the back. And of course, back here for the apse now, we have our gold ore that we're using to make our apse just a little bit special. And first, what we're doing here is we're edging the entire thing out with a string course, or rather a cornice, of upside down stone brick stairs. You want to just wrap those around the wall, like you see done here. And then on top of that, instead of the cobble, we were using use gold on the inside. But of course, you don't want to have that exposed on the outside, like that there. And of course, on the inside, we want to have our little pediment over the door frame. And then you're making your Corinthian capitals in here as well for those. And if you want to, you can go ahead and build your stone brick stairs on top of that. And we will go on to the next phase. So now we're putting on our entablature on top of our columns. You want to do that with cobble and then a line of diorite. And this line of diorite is going to go all the way around the building, unbroken, without exception. So let's take a look underneath here. We do have some cobble lintels that attach to the building here, and just some coffered cutouts made out of diorite up there like that. On the side here, as I've said, you want to extend first a layer of cobble and then diorite on top of that, all the way around your building, like so, wrapping around the apse back here at the back. This pattern bleeds through on the inside as well, right here, like so. And as you can see here, it's only broken because we're going to have, remember, the diorite arches are going to go here, and we do have some beams that will extend from these points here as well. So you can finish your columns and add your diorite like you see here. And over here, we are now curving in our half dome over here on the side for our apse, and we're doing that like so here with the gold ore in that count there. All right, next phase over here, we're now building the cornice of the entablature. It's going to be this block here. And of course the raking cornice for the pediment going to be that there. And we're doing this, of course, with upside down stairs, and then on the top of that, cobble slabs, and then diorite behind that. Over here, let's take a look at the bottom here. And as well, so we are building some of now the roof of this section. So for our roof tiles, we are using, of course, deep slate tiles and the red nether brick, like so. You just want to replicate the block pattern that you see here. Of course, on the side here, we do have our roof tiles that we're now placing in on the side. View from the bottom there. And from the side, you can see there is going to be a repeating pattern with these that's going to match the detailing on the inside, like you see done here. And of course, we have our apse just wrapping around like this back here. Let's take a view from below as well for that. And let's take a look now inside. So inside the door, we have an echo of the entablature here with the stairs. And I like to try and hide some torches on the tops of these. Anyway, you don't really see them from below too much. You don't want things spawning up there anyway. So we are now building our arches. And we are doing that, of course, with this pattern here. If you want to go ahead and fill this in with diorite. Like that there. If you want to go ahead and make your diorite cross there like that, you can. But behind that, we have some of the wood beams that we're now inserting for the ceiling, as you see done here. Of course, they are coming out this way and they're joining with the arches to have the wood beams back this way as structural features, like you see here. And a little detail right here as well for our large diorite arch here for the apse at the back. And details here for the blocks for the apse back here. This is a very small half dome, so I don't think I really need to count it out for you. And I think we can go on to the next phase. So over here underneath the pediment, you just want to roof that over with solid blocks of cobble right there. And then we're making our triangular Roman pediment here. As you see, we're doing this with, of course, some of these are full blocks and other of these are double half slabs placed like that there and in that ratio. Like that as we go, except you just want to make that all out of stone bricks and stone brick half slabs. Behind that, we want to have cobble, like you see done here. And over here, we have a very small 2-block or 3-block acriterion of some diorite. And of course, we have our repeating pattern of the Roman roof tiles right here, made out of the red nether brick and the deep slate tiles. And along here as well, detail where this part of the roof joins in here. It's a bit more simple than the pediment at the front. And of course, you can see now more clearly the repeating patterns for the roof tiles. Once you build one of these, it's a module, so you just want to stamp it a few more times around the building. And of course, this back here is a copy what you built up there. But the apse back here is a little bit different, so let me give you a good close view at this. And you're just alternating full blocks of deep slate tiles and red nether brick, like you see done there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the completed golden apse on the other end of this, like you see done here. Not too difficult. Let's take a look here by the doorway. So we have our now completed arches, like you see here, 5 of those, like you see. And on top of that, we want to just edge that out with some upside down stairs. And underneath here, we have our ceiling made out of spruce blocks and slabs. like you see done here, going up a half step at a time from the wall. For our beams, of course, we want to have the sturdy oak beams tying in behind the arches here to give us some structural support so our building doesn't fall down. Detail here for the apse at the end for that arch. And I think we can go on to the next phase. So we're almost finishing this pediment here. As you see, it's just repeating patterns, going up at half slab at a time, and it'll meet at the top here. All your roof tiles are going to be meeting at the top here as well. I think for this one, if you want to go ahead and build it of diorite, we're going to have one little decorative acroterion here at the top right there. And then back here, we want to have now some upside down stairs right here, because we're going to be building our second level up here for that. So I will just give you a view of the exterior. As you can see, we're placing more windows. These are the same design as the windows you previously built, except they're going to be a little bit shorter, like you see done here. So just repeat that pattern all the way to the back. Turn the corner. We want to build 2 more windows and also finish the half dome here at the back, covering our apse as you see done here with the cobblestone ribbing and everything. I don't know if the Romans really built ribbed vaults, but it looks quite nice in Minecraft, so I always add this detail regardless. As you see here, let's take a view. I think just from the inside, we only need to focus on this 2-block level here as we go. So we have a rectangle of upside down cobblestone stairs all the way around the interior of your building, and then of course your windows are sitting on top of that, like you see done here. 2 at the front and 10 along the side, and 2 at the back, like you see done there. And let's move on to the next phase. So we're only building now this section here with the windows, like you see. As with the windows below, it's going to be another repeating pattern. We're of course alternating the stone bricks and the cobble for the detailing of the walls. And build all your window modules along the front, the sides, and the back. And we can go ahead and move on again. So we're finishing our windows already. They're only 4 blocks tall. So on top of that, you just want to put on some lintels of upside down stone brick stairs, like you see right here for all your windows. This holds true on the inside as well as the outside. Just make them exactly the same, like that there. And it's very simple, so we can go ahead and move on to the next phase, where we're putting on sort of an entablature on top of that. Just not exactly an entablature. We're just echoing the details of the one we did below with the band of diorite, and then the cornice of upside down stone brick stairs and a big rectangle all the way around the building on both the inside and the outside, as you see done here. All right, next phase, almost done. We're now putting on the roof of our basilica. So as you can see, you want to do the same pattern that you did for this back down here. You want to go ahead and start that again up here with the red nether brick and the deep slate tiles for the roof. You're following the same ribbing spacing that we did below. So I'll just show you this from the top down at a glance, because it's really all you need to see. And go ahead and build all those in. We do need to go inside now. And I think we need a potion. And there we go. So you can see up here the coffering that we have for the ceiling. That's what this is called when you have the beams and then the inside squares into the ceiling. It's called a coffered ceiling. The Romans use this quite a lot, especially in their basilicas, so we are using it here. You can see you're making this just pretty much out of oak beams, and you want to put in between those for the coffers up here the spruce slabs, the like you see done there. So I'll just show you this from below. It's just a big cross hatching of wooden beams stretching across here and there, and that's one of the most simple things that you can do for a ceiling in Minecraft. If you ever need ideas for ceiling and you don't know what to build, just build a coffered ceiling. Over here, we are finishing off our roof almost. It's just repeating patterns again. They're meeting at the top here with our roof tiles, like you see done here. Once you get up to the top there, you can go ahead and put on the central ridge of the roof with the full blocks of cobble and the half slabs, like you see done there. And once you have done that, your Roman Basilica will be complete. So I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial for the Roman Basilica. It's a good size if you want to use it in your world for perhaps a villager trading hall or even a big storage room, or just, whatever use you have for the structure. Feel free to repurpose and redecorate as you need. And remember, the world is available for download in the video description. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.